Hello students, today I will discuss about the motion of charged particle in a uniform magnetic field. So motion of charged particle, it can be explained in two ways. When number one, when the velocity of the charged particle perpendicular to the magnetic field, and number two, when the velocity component and magnetic field inclined at an angle theta. So first of all I will discuss here when V perpendicular to B. So when theta equal to 90 degree, so in between the force and the velocity component here, because we have to consider here a particle P which is moving with the velocity V, let m be the mass of that charged particle and the radius of that circle is equal to r. So it is moving in clockwise direction. Why? Because this force is acting toward the center of the circle and it provides the centripetal acceleration, so that centripetal force is acting towards the center of the circle, so the particle moving along a circular path in clockwise direction. So when if you find out what will be the radius of that circular path, so because theta equal to 90 degree and force acting on that charged particle towards the center of the circle, that is equal to F equal to QVB sin theta. But sin theta equal to 90 degree, therefore we can write the value, maximum value of the force acting on the charged particle equal to QVB. And this force provides the centripetal force to the charged particle when the charged particle moving along a circular path. So it is equal to mv square upon r. So magnetic force, it is the magnetic force equal to centripetal force, and in that condition QVB will be equal to mv square upon r. From this equation we can find out the value of r, then v cancel by v, so r equal to mv upon qb. So this is the radius of that circular path which is acquired by the charged particle. Now next, what will be the time taken to complete one revolution? So that is known as time period t, capital T. So capital T equal to total distance traveled in one revolution, that is the circumference of the circle, that is equal to 2 pi r, and velocity and divide by velocity. So distance divided by velocity equal to time, so 2 pi r upon v. Now put the value of r from this equation number 1 in this equation. So 2 pi upon v into mv upon qb. So this v component, this v is cancel out by this v, so t will be equal to 2 pi m upon qb. Similarly we can find out the angular frequency, that is denoted by omega, and omega it is always equal to 2 pi upon t. So put the value of t in this equation number 2 in this equation. So 2 pi upon t, t means 2 pi m, this value upon qb right in the numerator. So again 2 pi cancel by 2 pi, so it is equal to qb upon m. So in this expression, the equation number 3rd, and from the equation number 2, the time period as well as the angular frequency both are independent of the velocity component and the radius, because in this expression there is no any component of velocity v is not included here, radius is not included here. Similarly in the angular frequency, qb upon m, velocity v and r is not there, so it is only depend upon the qb upon m, where m is the mass of that charged particle. So the time period and angular frequency is independent of the velocity and the radius of the circle acquired by the charged particle when it is moving in the magnetic field, in the uniform magnetic field, but condition is the velocity component should be perpendicular to the magnetic field. So this is the case number 1. Now in case number 2, when the velocity component, this velocity component, it makes an angle theta with the magnetic field. So when V and B inclined at angle theta, so in that condition we have to write the component, rectangular component of the velocity component, that is VB component in the direction of magnetic field B, which is acting along the z-axis, and that is equal to represented by VB, and another component Vn, that is the normal component of this VB, that is in the XY plane. So this is the normal component Vn. So the angle between VB and Vn, that is equal to 90 degree. So these are the rectangular component. Number one component, that is VB equal to V cos theta. Number two component, that is Vn equal to V sin theta. So similarly, again the Vn charged particle is here, plus Q charged particle, and we can find out what will be the radius of the circular path acquired by the charged particle when it is moving with making angle theta with the magnetic field. Again, by using the same formula number 1, R equal to mv upon qb, but here the Vn component is gives the velocity to the charged particle, so we have to use here mvn upon qb. This v is replaced by Vn, that is the normal component of the velocity. So that is mv Vn upon qb, and again from this formula we can find out the value of the radius of the circular path, R equal to mv sin theta upon qb. Similarly, we can find out the time period, that is t is equal to 2 pi r upon again Vn. Again this v is replaced by here Vn. So put the value Vn from the value Vn equal to V sin theta. So 2 pi upon Vn, Vn means V sin theta, and R replaced from this equation number 1, that is mv sin theta upon qb. Again V sin theta, this component cancel out by the V sin theta. So the formula is t is equal to 2 pi m upon qb. This is the time period. Again we can find out the pitch of the helical spring. So what is pitch? So in that condition we have to find out the pitch. So when the particle is here plus q particle and is moving in the circular in the path of radius mv sin theta upon qb, so the circular in this circular path, this Vn component which is acting in clockwise direction, when the charged particle moving in clockwise direction, so it is a tangent line, so it gives the motion to the charged particle, means the Vn component gives the circular motion to the charged particle, and the another component Vb, which is acting in the direction of the magnetic field, it gives the vertical motion of the charged particle. So in that condition the particle is moving along a circular path only, but because here is Vb and Vn is not acting, because theta is equal to 90 degree, but when some angle is there, so that component Vn, because it is inclined here, that is Vb and Vn makes an angle theta, so I have to draw here, that is Vn component, and another one, this is the component Vb. So the angle in between them equal to this angle equal to 90 degree, this angle equal, this one angle equal to 90 degree. So this Vn component gives the circular motion, and Vb velocity component gives the vertical motion to the charged particle. Therefore the particle is continuously not moving in the circular path, but it is moving in circular path and as well as moving in upward direction like this. So it is moving like this, just like this. It is moving just like this path, like this. So this is the circular motion, but in the circular motion the Vb motion lift up the charged particle in the upward direction, so that we have to find out the pitch. So this type of spiral motion, that is called helical motion, and the path acquired by the charged particle is known as helical path. So the distance between these two circular path, that is known as pitch, and pitch of the helical path will be equal to Vb, means velocity component, multiplied by the time taken. So time period to complete one revolution. So Vb component here is equal to V cos theta, and capital T will be equal to, from this equation number 2, that is 2 pi m upon qb. So from this formula we can find out the pitch of the helical path. So these are the two articles, and the article number 1 it will be used in the next article, that is cyclotron. but the second one is most important from the examination point of view. That it may be asked in the examination, when the V and B are inclined at angle theta, what will be the nature of the path acquired by the charged particle? So nature of the path acquired by the charged particle will be the helical path. Okay, and you can find out what will be the distance between the two circular motion in that helical path, that is equal to V cos theta into 2 pi m upon qb. So after that we will discuss in the next video, that is cyclotron. Okay, thank you.